Hello again. Just read an interesting article on WorldNet Daily. This was reported back on August the 11th is when it was published. But I've been too busy trying to catch up on a whole series of other documents and emails and videos that I have to review in order to do what I'm doing. This is interesting, and I hope you agree and understand why I believe it's interesting. The title, ex-DIA Chief, Obama willfully allowed rise of ISIS. Did you get that? Ex-DIA Chief, Obama willfully allowed rise of ISIS. But what the article doesn't do is take it far enough. It starts off, the former director of the United States Defense Intelligence Agency claims the Obama administration made a, quote, willful decision, end of quote, to allow ISIS to form in an attempt to unite Sunni Muslims against the government of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, according to a report from Joseph Farah, G2 Bulletin. Retired Army Lieutenant General Michael J. Flynn said, the assertion that the rise of ISIS caught the administration by surprise isn't true. The White House made a conscientious decision, he said, when it sponsored the radical jihadist, who later became the Jabhat al-Nusra and the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, or ISIS, to fight the Assad regime. Flynn also said he backed a 2002 Defense Intelligence Agency document that recently was obtained by Judicial Watch through a Freedom of Information Act request. The document had been classified secret, no foreign access, and was declassified with major redactions. Nevertheless, it reveals Western support of Salafists in eastern Syria, stating, quote, this is exactly what the supporting powers to the opposition want in order to isolate the Syrian regime, end of quote. Quote, it was a willful decision to do what they're doing, Flynn said in a recent interview with Al Jazeera. You want to read this article. There's a lot more in it that is most revealing. Now, if you take it one step further, would you not clearly see and understand that the slaughter of all of these Christians are the direct responsibility of the United States allowing the formation of ISIS? If there was no ISIS, the Yazidi Christians wouldn't be sold like cattle and raped like their sheep and goats that they rape. How can anyone assume anything else other than Barack Hussein Obama knowingly removed our troops to create a vacuum to allow the formation of ISIS, who, by the way, are Sunni. Is there anyone with even a half a brain that can't see that the chosen one with the floppy ears allowed the formation of ISIS? Doesn't that explain why an F-18 fighter pilot who has these mentally deranged, inbred savages in their gun sights can't pull the trigger because they have to get clearance from the White House, which takes 3 hours? If the United States wanted to get rid of Mosul, they could do it with a flash of an explosion. If they wanted to get rid of Raqqa, which is the headquarters of ISIS in Syria, they could get rid of it with another flash. They choose not to. Why? Because we have a radical, extremist, Islamic, Sunni, homosexual, Muslim Arab destroying our country. And no one is doing a damn thing about it. This article is very clear as to who allowed ISIS to form. Then how is Obama not responsible for the slaughter of those tens of thousands of innocent people that are being raped, burned alive, decapitated? It all comes back to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Problem is, so what? It's too effing late. Read the article. There's no denying there would be no ISIS if there was no Barack Hussein Obama. There'd be no denying that if our military wasn't pulled out, there'd be no ISIS. There'd be no denying that if Obama allowed F-18 fighters to destroy the ISIS insurgents when there was 10 or 15,000 marching through open desert, there'd be no ISIS. But guess what? There is ISIS, thanks to Barack Hussein Obama. You think not? Wake the hell up.